Lila Rossi is garbage! I hate Lila Rossi. I hate her so much. I hate her. I hate her. I possibly hate her more than Nino, Gabriel, Marinette, and Masturbate. I am dead serious. She is by far the second worst character in the show, right below Chloe's cousin, relative, associate, co-worker, whatever. But Cyrus, you have always praised Lila for being so awesome, and for many years exaggeration. You said she is your one and only waifu. Well, guess what?
I lied to you, you naive.
I was lying about Lila Rossi because that felt like the right thing to do. I don't know why, it just is. Was I lying about anything else? No, I mean these 4 stupid ass videos feel like lies right now, but they weren't lies back then. I really was a fanboy of this stupid show and this stupid ship. However, I was never a fanboy of Lila Rossi. I never liked this woman. Even when I was in my Miraculous Ladybug fanboy phase, I was also not lying about this. I said somewhere in that video that I thought Lila had so much potential to be the final boss of the season 3 finale, and to be generally a great villain. She does have potential, I'm not gonna lie. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Because she sucks. Like hell she's an amazing character. Like hell she's the best character. Like hell she's a fantastic liar. Like hell she's an interesting villain. Like hell she's my waifu. Like hell I want her to start an OnlyFans. By the way, I can't believe a lot of people fell for this. I know it's Twitter and everyone in that stupid website takes everything too seriously, but did you even bother to think for a second that maybe, just maybe, I was trolling or lying? Of course I was lying. I don't want Lila to start an OnlyFans. She's not worthy enough for my taste. Even if Lila is my waifu, I wouldn't want her to start an OnlyFans. That is not how I want to picture my waifu. Speaking of waifu, since Lila is not, you wanna know who my real waifu is?
The way that I used to make you so happy. The way that you said you love every good and bad part of me. Girl, I'm afraid you might suddenly disappear. Girl, I'm afraid of being all alone again. Used to make you feel so right, so right.
But what about Miss Bustier? Favorite sex symbol and waifu are 2 completely different things. Okay, let's talk about Lila Rossi, shall we? In this video, we're gonna talk about Lila in seasons 1 to 3. We're not gonna discuss Lila in season 5, because I'm gonna save that for a future video. We are also not gonna discuss season 4 Lila, because I'm gonna do it right here, right now. She did absolutely nothing. Nothing worth of interest in season 4. All she did here is mostly chill in the background in Guilt Trip, Rocketeer, Wishmaker, Chi Lin, and Ephemero, faking an injury and teaming up with Chloe in Penalty. And then in Risk, she was casted in a commercial with Adrian, she stopped Mary Sue from talking to Adrian, and she went on a train trip with these guys. Lastly, in Strike Back, she did an evil smile in the end. For what reason? Oh look, Natalie is so sick, that makes me so happy. I really need to get laid. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that in Mr. Pigeon 72, she was pictured. Yeah, that's about it. That's all she did in season 4. And to be honest, I thought she disappeared, but no, she didn't. And that sucks. It doesn't suck that I forgot about her. It sucks that she never disappeared for real. I want her to disappear. I really do. Because not only is she boringly uninteresting, but she has no real importance at all. And whenever she's on screen, she's wasting my time with her cocky ass face, condescending ass voice, and boring ass personality. She sucks. Here are the reasons why. Throughout the entirety of Season 1, Lila never appeared, until the very last episode of Volpina. I think this is the last episode of Season 1. In this chapter, due to Lila getting so close to Adrian socially and physically, Marisu decides to humiliate Lila and expose her lies in front of Adrian. And that is the only cause for Lila's evilness. Don't take this the wrong way. I understand that Lila would be discomposed for what Ladybug did, but my point is, this is literally the only elucidation to why Lila is a bad person. It's all because she lost her chance to be with her crush, which was caused by Ladybug. Well, it's not really the only explanation. In Chameleon, Lila declared that she and Marinette are mortal enemies. Why? Marinette decided to be against Lila. Thanks to that, they are now Godzilla and Kong. Seriously? Is that it? Is that all she gets for her motivation? Is that why she's evil? Now you might be saying, she's just a teenager, Cyrus. That's a passable justification. For bland characters, I mean, let's say hypothetically, I'm gonna make a fictional villain who does really badass evil things, but his motivation is simply, he's just a teenager. My audience would be invested in his actions, not his character, obviously. Because how in the kingdom of heaven is that possible? How can anyone possibly care about bland, one-dimensional characters? It is scientifically impossible. I'm fine if something never gets explained, as long as it's either, number 1, trivial, or number 2, mysterious. Look at Michael. Why is he killing people? It remains a mystery, depending on which timeline you'd prefer to be canon. Oh god. I really don't want to get into that. He's the most important character in the series, but there is no logical elucidation behind his monstrous actions. Yet I freaking love this guy, because making his motive a mystery actually works for his character. It makes him so interesting and horrifying. Admit it, during your first time watching this film, you were so curious to know what the hell is going on in this guy's brain. Now look at Gromit. Why can't he speak? Why can't he say a single word? That's not important to know. What's important to know is that he doesn't, and definitely never will speak. That's just the way he's written.
It's all about body language and the way his face presents itself to the camera, and making your audience understand what he's thinking without saying a word. It's so difficult.
Gromit is one of my favorite characters ever created in animation, and he never speaks.
But in Lila's case, her reason needs to make further sense simply because she's been given a reason from the start. You hate Ladybug because she ruined your chances to be with Adrian. You hate Marinette because she chose to be against you. Both of these are a good start, but there needs to be more. If they are trying to make her a threatening villain who is main enemies with the main woman and a dedicated co-worker of Gabriel, the guy who puts innocent people in danger 24/7. Yes, in case if you forgot, Lila decided to do this now that she wants Ladybug dead, and it is unfathomable. Chloe's team up with Hawkmoth was a lot better. It wasn't executed that good, but at least there's something behind it, something that makes rational sense. Hawkmoth controlled and exploited Chloe's self-esteem. This woman? As I said before, she lost her chance to be with her crush, which was caused by Ladybug. That is why she wants Ladybug to sleep with the fishes. That is why she willingly wants to work with a psychopathic terrorist. It was all her choice. God damn, she's that inhumane? Her incentive desperately requires additional investigation. Was her childhood terrible? Is Lila friendless her whole life until now? Is she forever traumatized by ladybugs ruining her science exam when she was 7? Does she have a dysfunctional family? Is her family working for the mafia and she wants to escape from it by forcefully making friends? Speaking of family, here's a fun fact about Lila's mother. Lila's mother's name is Lila's mother. She doesn't have an official name, it's just Mrs. Rossi, and I think she physically appeared only in one chapter, Heroes Day Part 1. So she can't be the reason for Lila's bad actions, as she is utterly nothing, just like her daughter. Lila is nothing because she gets nothing. Nothing but poor establishment. You wanna know what's even worse than poor establishment? Even more poor establishment. I have watched many TV shows and movies where characters are portrayed to be a specific something or someone. Many of them failed while others succeeded. Miraculous Stupid Bug, same case scenario here. But since it's basically common sense that the writing in the show is terrible, they failed so much but not all the time. Here are the 3 best examples of MLB characters that the writers unequivocally failed to represent what these guys are claimed to be. Number 1, Master Bait is a wise mentor. Massive failure. Number 2, Gabriel is a sympathetic villain. Total failure. Numero 3, Lila is an expert liar. Epic failure. Let's get into why Lila is not a genius liar. Let's get into why Lila Rossi is the animated equivalent of Amber Turd. Wait, that's going too far. I take that back, I'm so sorry. In her first episode, Volpina, everyone got captivated by Lila right away, including Alia. Now, Alia is known to be a passionate and decent journalist, but she's not perfect though, which makes sense because nobody is. What does not make sense is that in Volpina, she immediately fell for Lila's lies during her first day in this school. This doesn't properly showcase Alia's flaws as a journalist and as a character, because it's nonsensically forced. It kinda made sense that these guys would believe her lies, none of them are aiming to be journalists, but Alia is, and her believing Lila right away is garbage, incoherent writing. Also, as far as I know, it was never mentioned in later episodes, including Optigami, that Alia fell for Lila's tricks and that she was so stupid in Volpina. That goes to show that this only happened to forcefully showcase one thing and one thing only: Lila Rossi being an excellent liar. That is what I call a Mary Sue moment. Yes, villains can also be Mary Sues, as long as the writing is forced. Simple as that. But hey, I'm not saying she's a Mary Sue yet. This is merely one Mary Sue moment so far. Mary Sue moment number 1. Let's see how many are there later on. Shut up! So why was this forced? I mean, listen to this.
A good reporter always verifies her sources.
Oh, really? Well, Alia, since you know how to be a good reporter, why the hell did you instantly accept that Lila is friends with Ladybug without doing any research on it, let alone verifying sources? Did you ever think of that before interviewing her?
Can you prove she doesn't actually know Ladybug?
But what about you? Can you prove that Lila knows Ladybug and that they're best friends like this? Like this? Alia, are you stupid or something? Hey, I'm a teenager who's best friends with the president of Uganda. Okay, I place confidence in your statement. Although I'm someone who wants to be a professional journalist in the future, I don't need to know whether you're lying to me or joking around, right? So, can I have an interview about your friendship with the Ugandan president for my blog? World's Greatest Detective. I honestly don't blame Alia. She was being controlled by Lila's Mary superpowers, and they are indeed very powerful. The continuation happened in Catalyst.
She's not a liar. You're just jealous of Lila because she tried to hit on Adrian.
Emotional, damn it!
Mary Sue moment number 2. Now let's get to this scene. Her mother assumes that school still hasn't reopened because it's too risky with all of these things happening around. Notice that I said still. These two never appeared in the entire second season until the finale. That only raises the question: how long has she trusted her daughter's report about the school she goes to is closed to this day? Months, I guess? In that case, she should have known by now that her daughter is not telling the truth. She's her goddamn mother. It's her responsibility to confirm that her child does good in school and not making any lame excuses constantly to skip it. She didn't bother to think that maybe her statement about school being closed due to disasters is per coud, not per se. She should have checked that she's telling the truth. Go to the damn school, or maybe contact some of her teachers or her friends or her boyfriend and classmate Adrian.
Who was that on the phone? Mom, you know perfectly well it was my boyfriend, Adrian.
Contact him. Contact anyone else other than your daughter. She is not the only source you can find in this world. I mean, I get it. She's supposed to be stupidly gullible. Well, you don't have to have basic common sense to know that your daughter is lying when you can just, I don't know, look out the damn window, which is literally just a few steps away. Look out there. Are there akumatizations happening, or are people very happy right now and that there's peace and that there's no disasters going on? Do you still believe that going to school is too risky after witnessing that? Do you place your trust in your daughter that it's too dangerous to go to school right now in that specific time period? Mary Sue moment number 3. Chameleon. Lila sucks so much in this episode, but not by a whole lot. Once upon a time, Lila claims that she has tinnitus, so she'll be sitting next to Adrian. Now, everyone in this room trusting her lie about having disabilities does make rational sense. Whenever a student tells a teacher and or a classmate that he or she is sick, they must accept it so they can avoid being rude. But how can they tell that it's true or not? Accept it first and do some further examination later if the sickness is claimed to be getting worse, and or if the student claims that he or she still has it after a couple of weeks or months or years, depending on your limitation and depending if you actually give a damn. Also, based on my research, whenever a student has a disability and wants to learn, they can take special education, but that's entirely optional. They have the right to decline that whenever they feel like it. During lunchtime, or is it recess, she says that she has arthritis. Mary Sue doesn't believe that, so she throws a napkin to Lila, and she caught it faster than a sniper bullet. Lila is determined to keep up the act, so she pretended to be in so much pain after catching it. None of these guys are pro doctors, they're just junior high students. Even if they are pro doctors, no one can tell right off the bat that someone is lying or telling the truth about their disease or disability without having any of the technology or materials necessary for assessment. Bottom line, these guys falling for Lila's lies about having disabilities are convincing, at least for me. Alia falling for that as well is convincing. She's a blogger, not a doctor, and she's not even planning on making a blog about that. So unlike in this situation, it makes rational sense that she believed her in this episode. I'll give Lila credit for the first time, and that's appropriate considering the next lie she'll state after this. I'm sure everyone has watched this episode from beginning to end, but for those who never did or forgot everything that happened, I cannot prepare you for what I'm about to put forth. After catching the napkin, she explains why she did, and that is because in India, she witnessed some guy's eyeball getting gouged out by a corner of a napkin. Thank God she caught it. It would have injured the smartest kid in this school. I guess you're an expert in technology, not in human anatomy, but you alongside the rest of y'all don't have to be a goddamn expert at anything to tell that this is a lie. An unborn baby can tell you that she's lying. Seriously, a napkin can gouge someone's eyeball? Either they forgot to take their normal pills, or maybe they did take their normal pills, but she was able to destroy the power of those things. That's what Mary's superpowers can do. Mary Sue moment number 4.
But Cyrus, this is meant to be funny.
Fine, it's a funny joke. Still not an amazing liar.
You were either with me or against me.
You think you're so badass, huh? Sorry, you're not! Adrian wants her to be honest with him, unlike last time involving Ladybug. That pissed off Lila and gets akumatized, transforming into, in my opinion, not the worst villain, but the villain with the worst costume design. She has no costume at all. You can't get any worse than that. She kisses people to become them, which is... Tell me why. Tell me why. Why kissing? Is there any reason why that has to be? Because it's cool? Because it's evil? Because it's disturbing? Because it's kinky? Because it's innovative? I don't know. I'm confused as to why her ability requires her to kiss people and objects. I kinda liked it when Zombie Zoo was doing it, not because she's hot or any of that, but because it fits her. It fits with her design and motivation, which is spreading the love. But this woman? She's all about camouflaging, like chameleons. Okay, and the kissing is for what? Nothing but cringe, I tell you. What else could be the reason? That's a genuine question. Anyway, after turning into Adrian, she bullies other students discreetly and subtly, so she can ruin his rep without any of them knowing that that is not the real Adrian. That's a genius hypothetical idea for Lila to pursue, but instead she jumps around! Good job, bro. Now everyone knows you're not the real Adrian, let alone a real normal boy. Oh wait, no, I forgot she has Mary's superpowers. People still think that that is a normal boy after literally witnessing him making it all the way up there without needing any material, any assistance, just his physically normal, completely unsuspicious muscle power.
Oh no! He's gonna fall!
Oh no, he's gonna fall. That's your reaction, you dumbass woman? How about how the fuck did he do that? How the fuck did he get so much physical strength? Oh my god! Oh my god!
This is so easy.
Yeah, everything is so easy when you have Mary's superpowers, huh? Mary Sue moment number 5.
You are not Adrian!
You think? He was jumping around like Superboy!
Time to de-evil up!
Haha! She broke Nino's hat! What do you have to say about that now, Nino? Huh? What's that? You need a doctor, baby? You scared? After being rescued by Ladybug for real, she's cool now, I think. I guess this face implies that she needs to use a tampon. Let's get to the ending. And I'm still not sure if this is meant to be a joke. I can understand that this is a joke, but what about this? Is this a joke? Basically, Marinette realized that Lila's lies are inconsistent. She said Ladybug gave her an earplug for her ringing right ear, but Lila herself said earlier that the ringing is in her left ear. Marinette is about to uncover the truth, but then this happened. This guy, for whatever stupid-ass reason, decides to defend Lila. He's not defending her lies, but he's defending Lila herself. He said, what did he say? Making a bad guy suffer is never gonna turn them into a good guy. I wish I made that up.
Making a bad guy suffer has never turned them into a good guy.
You guys heard that, right? It wasn't just me?
Either the French dub stated a good lesson and this is a horrendous translation, or the writers single-handedly gave the single most unacceptable, most unforgivable, most criminal lesson ever in the history of kids shows. Don't make bad guys suffer. Don't make them learn from their wrongdoings. That's never gonna turn them good. Don't make Spider-Man suffer and learn from being irresponsible with his superpowers. That's never gonna turn him good. Lila's Mary superpowers must be so goddamn powerful. She was able to manipulate the writers as well. She was able to manipulate her gods and goddesses. It's a good thing I'm not affected. Mary Sue moment number 6, and arguably her biggest Mary Sue moment. Oni-chan. This is, in my opinion, the #1 episode of season 3. It's a lot better compared to every single episode, but it's generally not good. Mostly because of how they made Kagami into a goddamn freak for no good reason. Seriously, one picture of a girl kissing Adrian on the cheek, and that's all it takes to be inhumanely angry? How come in Ikari Gozen she didn't freak out when she found out that Mary literally made a fool out of her? Where's her her rage there? Why did she get mad here? Mary Sue moment number 7. You wanna know what else I can't get? The ending. Gabriel thinks she is worthy enough to be his partner in crime because he wants Adrian to have a friend of the same age to protect him from bad influences like Kagami. Gabriel thinks she's bad for Adrian, so he insists Lila on getting rid of her from Adrian's space. Not just Kagami, but everyone else who is bad. But did you ever think about her? What do you think of her? Someone you can fully depend on to be your son's guardian? You barely know this woman. As far as I know, this is your first time meeting her, or rather second time. And already, you count on her so much? Did you ever think that she may also be a bad influence on Adrian? It must be her Mary's superpowers. Mary Sue moment number 8. Miraculous. For me, this is Lila's best episode because she was at the top of her game. She lied to Chloe that Ladybug would appear by doing some sort of stupid dance. Chloe swallowing that as the truth makes rational sense because for one, she's so desperate to fight by her side again. And the full information about the powers of these things are still a mystery and are still being investigated by journalists and the holders themselves. So I kinda get it that she would fall for that. Sadly, she was only a minor here. Nevertheless, decent lie. Star Train. She did one lie and it was nothing special. Time Tiger. She was only in one scene here. She lied to a 3-year-old or 4-year-old, whatever, and that caused him to get akumatized in the future, not now. She lied about being the inventor of Freestyle Flash, a game he likes, and that made him mad many years later. Throughout his lifetime, nobody has ever corrected him. Don't you have any friends that could have corrected your false belief? What about your parents or anyone? Must be a lonely guy. Well, according to the episode, the one who akumatized him is not Hawkmoth we all know and hate, but a different Hawkmoth. Some people say that it was Lila herself who akumatized him. She's the Hawkmoth of the future. I don't freaking know what I'm saying. I have mixed and unresolved feelings about this because the future is not set in stone. So I'll leave this as it is. Something that is not set in stone. Time Tiger is such a confusing episode. But is it good? Not really. Felix. All she did here is send the Felix video to Gabriel. Lastly, Ladybug. Oh my god. First of all, this has the worst pacing ever in the entire show. It's about Marinette being framed by Lila. Then it's about Gabriel trying to make an army. Then it's about Natalie getting sick. Then it's about Alia investigating. Then it's about Natalie making a Synth-monster. Then it's about these guys making a decision of letting the Synth-monster go. Then the Ladybug Synth-monster get Thanos snapped, making that moment pointless. Then the long-awaited battle transpires, and suddenly it stops. And finally, Lila gets Marinette back to school after being told and called out by Adrian, because this is an episode that features Lila.
As you said, things aren't always what they seem to be at first sight.
Yeah, that's true. She wasn't lying there. When I first watched this, I loved it. I loved it because I was such a stupid fanboy. A stupid fanboy that deserves to be punched in the face. Seriously, guys, give me a time machine. Let me punch my past self in the face. Obviously, right now, I think it's the worst episode of Season 3. Period. So let's get to Lila. Sorry that I got off topic because I really needed to get my opinions of this episode off my chest. I cannot afford talking about this episode again. Anyway, Lila goes full-on Watch Dogs 2 by hacking Marisu's phone to distract her while she puts the test answers in her bag. She did hack her phone, right? Just like in Watch Dogs 2? Sure looks like it. But anyway, Miss Bustier was informed anonymously that someone stole the test answers, and it turns out to be Marinette. Marisu is in denial, so these two were told to go to the principal's office. Lila fakes a leg injury. Oh look, a witness! Didn't you hear any stair noises or screaming coming from there? And didn't you hear her saying this out loud?
You're about to find out. Ready?
Despite the fact that she has absolutely no physical noticeable bruises on her leg, they all buy it. You can't tell right off the bat that someone has tinnitus or arthritis or anything like that, because injuries like those are on the inside. Leg bruises or arm bruises or any body bruises from falling down the stairs, just like ongoing disasters, those are things you actually can tell right off the bat, because the injuries are on the outside, and yet no one doubts her, not even a little? Marisu moment number 9. She accuses Marisu of jewelry theft. She has proof, so they go to Marisu's locker and they found her necklace, or pendant. Thanks to that, she is expelled from school.
Marinette Dupin Cheng, you are expelled from this school.
I'm not defending bad things here, but according to what I have learned in school, you can't expel a student right away for stealing and or pushing someone down the stairs. You can't expel a student for something he or she did not do or did do without doing further interrogation. This is not enough. The culprit wasn't caught in the act. You don't have living, breathing proof that she really did steal the answers or push her down the stairs or steal her pendant or she was being framed. So maybe she didn't do it, or maybe she did. Maybe her face is lying. Maybe someone else put it there. Did you ever think of anything else other than than expelling already? If you actually care as a responsible principal, you should do extra investigation than this. Like, I don't know, check the cameras? There are cameras around the school, right? Check the camera footages for proof that she did steal these things and that she did push her down the stairs. If you're not willing to do further investigation, then give her a punishment! Like cleaning up the entire school for the whole year, or maybe detention, or guidance counselor. Anything but immediate expellation. Is that a word? As far as I can tell, this is your first time hearing that Marinette did bad things in school. Give her a goddamn punishment instead of expelling promptly. That doesn't make any sense. You should only do that when she does bad things multiple times. You idiot. Wait. What am I doing? Blaming Principal Owlface? No, blame her. She was obviously using her Mary superpowers. Mary Sue moment number Ben 10. At the end, she lied about having a rare disease to get Marinette back to school. Wow, a plausible lie after a lot of bullshit. What a way to go out. Because that's the last episode she's ever been in before season 4. And in season 4, as I said, she did nothing. Nothing interesting, so practically nothing. Overall, Lila is not worthy of being called a marvelous liar, let alone a good one, because mostly every lie she has made are pathetic beyond belief. She's not a good liar. She's a good Mary superpower user. Everyone around her gets dumbed down for the sake of making her look awesome, not for the sake of making any sense. There can't be any other explanation other than Mary superpowers. Whether she's on civilian mode or supervillain mode, she's an atrocious liar. Even the kids watching this stupid show will know that she is not good at lying. This woman is a good liar. Let's take a look at stage fighting from Victorious. It is where Jade lied about her bloody eye after saying that she got hit by Tori for real during stage fighting. This is a perfect example of a decent conceivable lie because for one, it actually looked real and they didn't make it obvious. Before it's revealed that the black eye is fake in the end, they didn't show on screen that she's faking her black eye. All they showed is Tori getting called out, Tori getting punished, and Robbie trying to propose to Trina or whatever. That's how it needs to be done. Don't just make the character lie to the other characters, lie to the audience too. It's a good way to get them invested. Or you can not lie to the audience and show to them that the character is indeed lying. I think that's better because it's a great chance to be in the liar's shoes. Let them find out why he or she is doing this and let them witness the character struggle through keeping up the lie for as long as possible. And be sure to make sure that number 1, the dramatist personae will react to the false statements naturally and not far-fetched like this. Number 2, the false statements themselves make sense. Otherwise, you'll end up making a Mary Sue. That's what Lila is. She is nothing but a Mary Sue. Her actual believable lies are okay and are very less compared to her pathetically obvious lies that everyone ended up falling for. They are not well-deserved achievements for her best liar status, but mere Mary Sue moments. Therefore, she's a Mary Sue. If every single one of these characters are meant to be like Patrick Star, then the reactions will be fine. But no, these characters are written to have basic common sense, especially this genius and this genius. So how they fell for Lila's unbelievable lies is because of her Mary superpowers. Nothing more. I dub thee Lila Sue, or Lila Rossi, Lila Marossi, Mary Rossu. Just Lila Rossi, okay?
Wait, you eavesdropped on Lila and Adrian? That's not cool.
Wait, you stalked on Alia and Cat Noir? That's not cool! I wanna kill you, Nino! I wanna kill you! In conclusion, Lila Rossi sucks. She just sucks. She barely gets any screen time, any development, any believable lies, anything. She gets little to no attention in this show, to the point where her existence literally got deleted from my brain. I'm not exaggerating. Here's a fun fact. In my video about Barbie Dreamhouse Adventures, I stated somewhere in that video that Tammy is just like Lila. Not in a sense that they're both liars and terrible characters. Tammy is actually cool. I like Tammy. But in a sense that they're both not the first bully character in the show, and they're both antagonists that appeared in one episode from the first season and never appeared again until much later seasons, except for Lila. I said she appeared in season 2 with that one animation mistake. Tammy is literally the same type of character as Lila. I don't mean Tammy is a liar just like Lila, but what I mean is Tammy is a character that appeared only one time in an early season. She never appeared again until a much later season, and from there, she became a major character. Just like Lila Rossi, she appeared in one episode during season 1, she never appeared in season 2, except for that one animation mistake, and then in season 3, she started to appear a lot. That that is false. Lila did have a major role in the season 2 finale, Heroes Day Part 1. I'll admit, that was 100% genuine false memory. Usually I tend to forget the names of certain characters on purpose to establish their forgetfulness, like this guy. I know his name is Luca. I've always known that, but I always intentionally forget it to show you guys how forgetful and boring he is, in my opinion. It wasn't genuine false memory, it was acting. But Lila, I remember these episodes existing. I remember almost everything that happened here and there. Lila was present in these episodes. She was a big part in the first one and a small part in the sequel. Yet, I completely forgot about that. How come? I don't know, I guess it's because Lila is such a poorly written character, she eventually gets fully erased from my memory. As someone who is not having memory problems, I completely forgot her presence in the season 2 finale. I swear to God. These two are meant to be together because he is executed so poorly and became one of the most forgettable characters in the show, just like this woman. They both have pathetic writing in my opinion, and yet I'm expected to think that they're awesome. Best non-canon ship in the show. Anyway, I would honestly accept her existence if she was depicted as a side character that shouldn't be seen as a big deal to the main characters and the story. But the problem is that she is. The writers clearly expect me to think that... Shut up. The writers clearly expect me to think that Lila is mortal enemies with the main woman, an excellent liar, a master at psychologically controlling people's minds, and someone who is possibly on the same level of evil as Gabriel. But the writing sucks so many balls, they miserably failed to convince me any of these. However, they did successfully convince me of one thing. Lila is in fact a Mary Sue.
And you know it, don't you?
I'm fine with that. It's not a bad thing to make a Mary Sue, as long as he or she is meant to be comedic. Is Lila Rossi meant to be a comedic character? Aside from this one moment, I don't think so. There's honestly nothing more to say, because it's hard to find anything that's worth talking about regarding this woman, since she is, alongside this guy, barely worth anything.
And if anybody tells you otherwise, they are lying or in denial.
I do not care what's going to happen to these guys in future episodes, and I'm probably gonna forget about them in T-minus 2 days. Yep, already forgot. Listen to the song called I Used to Have a Best Friend But Then He Gave Me an STD by Asking Alexandria, because that song is about liars, and Lila Rossi is a liar. That's her official theme song. Shut up! So I guess I'm done here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stay cool and stay safe. But before the video ends, let me introduce to you my real waifu.
どこを見ておるか。こっちじゃこっち。お前この島の主を知らぬか。オーナー？つまりお前がこの島の？ふん。よし決めた。お前を今日からわしのものにする。善は急げじゃ。ゆっくり話を聞くがよい。どっこいしょっと。なかなかの座り心地じゃの。気に入ったぞ。どうじゃ。わしの尻は座られ心地も良いであろう。わしはカンナ。お前たち人間の言う鬼じゃ。今日からお前もこの島もわしのものにするぞ。よいな。お願いを聞いてくれたわ。つまり勝負じゃな。お前人間にしては肝が据わっておる。よい言うてみよ。強さと美しさの祭典ヴィーナスフェス。その祭りで一番になればよいのじゃな。強さと美しさ、まるでわしのための祭りではないか。よかろう。その願い叶えてやる。フェスで一番になったらこの島とお前はわしのものじゃからな。
Take your time to talk about us. Now there must be something wrong. Let me know if you have a complaint. You seem to be unsatisfied with what I am. You used to love me, baby. You used to treat me right. You used to kiss me on my lips whenever I get home. We used to go anywhere. We used to laugh a lot. What's going on with us? The way that I used to make you so happy. The way that you said you love every good and bad part of me. Girl, I'm afraid you might suddenly disappear. Girl, I'm afraid of being all alone again. Used to make you feel so right, so right. I just gotta know what is in your mind. No, baby, stay together with no words. All we do is nothing but a waste of time. You used to love me, baby. You used to treat me right. You used to kiss me on my lips whenever I get home. We used to go anywhere. We used to laugh a lot. What's going on with us? The way that I used to make you so happy. The way that you said you love every good and bad part of me. Girl, I'm afraid you might suddenly disappear. Girl, I'm afraid of being all alone again. Used to make you feel so right, so right. I just can't give you up, even if you change your mind. Tell me what to say, tell me what to do, to get them back to where they were. You seem like you wanna say that I'm the one who's changed, but I'm not, but I'm not. I did the same baby since we first met. The way that